What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. You join us for the Predict 11 video, and I think this one will be a bit more, uplifting, because I want to try and dissect what we'd like to see. I think all of us would like to see something different because PSG game's coming up. Our season relies on that. This is a perfect time to test new things. I don't think Arteta's going to make the changes I probably want to see, or maybe the guys here, but let's go through it. Let's start with, obviously, in goal. We all want to see David Raya, I'm sure. There's no, unless you
Stick
want...
with David Raya, keep him sharp. Yeah. He made some good saves and had some good moments against. I thought his distribution was hit and miss against PSG. Obviously a big save from Doué, and actually, he did okay, to be fair to him. Yeah, he keeps his place.
Keeps his place. Laurie, don't want to rest David Raya at all?
No, it makes no sense to rest. It's not as if he's tired or anything like that or out of confidence. He was actually one of our better players, one of the few that can look back on that night with an element of pride, if you like.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely Raya starts for me.
Okay. Right back, Timber, we saw in the last game, seemed like I don't know if he's injured, I don't know if he might be fatigued, because he got a lot of the run around, even though, listen, we loved him, he's probably my favourite right back. Do you give him a rest in this game?
No, see with these Timber moments, he's obviously been subbed a lot and he often goes down in games. I think we need to acknowledge that sometimes it's nothing to do with the ACL, nor is it maybe fatigue. The point is, he is a very aggressive defender. Yeah. So as much as he's kind of kicking others and getting involved, he's on the end of some himself, and he's a very kind of aggressive, front-footed player. He probably gets 2-3 knocks a game, and then in a day or two it's gone. So I think that's probably all it is. He's kind of in the wars. So yeah, I'd take him out and I'd go Ben White.
That's what you want to see. Do you think Arteta will do the same?
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah.
Laurie, with you and Timber, do you think, like we said to James, they come off, he seemed like, he worked hard in that PSG game, so it's right to be substituted. Do you give him the game off, or do you let Ben White start, or do you keep him in there?
Yeah, listen, I think that Jurriën Timber, I'm a massive fan of his. I think he was given a warm time, especially in the first 30 minutes, there's no doubt about that. But he recovered well, I thought towards the end of the game he was looking back to his better self. However, it looks like either fatigue, as you said, or he's carrying a knock. So I would definitely rest him for this game, give Ben White, who needs some minutes, give Ben White the starting berth for Saturday against Bournemouth. Okay,
I want to judge you guys 11s at the end of this, so I'll let you run through.
I've made I think it was 4 personnel changes and 2 positional changes, and that would have been the first one.
Okay, well, yeah, because I want to see if you guys are trying new things for PSG, or you're reserving for PSG.
Yeah, no, I am.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to centre-back pairing. Saliba and Kivior, or is there...
stick with it, yeah.
Yep, yeah. Stick with that. They need to
that partnership is starting to bear fruit. Shout out to Kivior, I'm going to say this. You know what I mean? I'm a man, I wouldn't say I got it wrong, because I wanted him to get the starting centre-back at left side. But if you recall, on previous shows, I had been critical of him. So it's only right that I, be fair to the man. Since he's come in, he's done really, really well. Yeah. And it's good to see.
I think he showed real personality against PSG, actually. I thought him and Saliba, when it was really difficult to play through PSG, they were the two that went, well, I'll carry then. And I think Kivior was trying to find balls in behind, constantly saying, make the runs, if this is our only way, then I'll be the one who plays it. I thought he was braver in possession than most, so fair play to him.
Going a little bit under.
Sorry to, I should just say as well, him and Saliba, 2 other players that can look back at that game Tuesday night and say that, they did well.
So that was what I was going to say. I think I spoke to Stuart, the prison Londoner, PSG fan. He said, big up Saliba, he was quality. As much as I don't like him as a PSG fan, he done really well. I said, it's funny because Kivior, it goes under the radar. I think as Arsenal fans, we will give him his flowers because he stepped in for someone we love, Gabriel Magalhaes, but also then he's not getting the looking from other fans, but he's actually, like you said, I think he's doing really well. And he hasn't given me a cause for concern. So big up Jakob Kivior. Left back.
Since he's come in, I don't want to belabor the point, but since he's come in, there hasn't been any occasion where we said, oh man, like as much as Gabriel is almost like a legendary figure at the club, no one's really said, wow, we're missing Gabriel. Yes. We are missing him, but it's not, no one's really come out and said that.
Yeah, it's more Saliba that made a mistake.
That's kind of testimony to how well Kivior's done.
Here's a quick word from our sponsors. All right, people, let's talk about something important. If you're spending any time online, you need a VPN. And the best in the game is NordVPN. Think of a VPN like a PIN code to your phone. You don't want just anyone snooping through your messages. But with Nord, your online activities are encrypted, shielding you from hackers and anyone else who shouldn't be snooping around. Even the curious ones at home. Now, we also know the big issue. 3 PM football in the UK it's off limits. Can't watch it, can't stream it. You even think about looking for it, you get shut down faster than Spurs in the title race. But if you were in, say, Australia, America, or somewhere else, it wouldn't be an issue. And with NordVPN, you could change your location with just one click. Obviously, we would not be able to do that, but if we did, it would work perfectly. But it's not just about sports, even though you know we love sports. But with Nord, you can access international streaming sites and more, giving you all the best entertainment choices. You can grab this deal by going to nordvpn.com/AFTV for 4 extra months on a 2-year plan, plus a special birthday coupon as a limited time offer. Plus, it's always risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks to NordVPN, and let's get back to the video. Okay, left back, what do you want to see?
I'd go Zinchenko, and I'll explain it more when I talk about my midfield, but I'd go Zinchenko.
Left back, Laurie. There's Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney, Miles Lewis-Skelly.
I would agree with James insofar as I would rest Miles Lewis-Skelly. I slightly disagree with James. You know what, it's not a big disagreement. I was torn as well. I would either gone Zinchenko or Kieran Tierney. I'm going to opt for Kieran Tierney, given Bournemouth's attacking prowess. I think that Tierney is a out-and-out better defender than Zinchenko. But if you're looking for a bit more in attack, then you would go with Zinchenko. But definitely I would rest Lewis-Skelly for this game.
Okay.
He had another good game as well, by the way, on Tuesday.
Okay, two different left backs from both of you. I'm going to reserve my 11. I want to see. Let's go into midfield. James, the midfield 3.
So I mean, this might answer the Zinchenko thing a bit more. I'd go Ødegaard, Partey, Lewis-Skelly. 2 reasons. One, I want to see Lewis-Skelly. I want to see what he can do with that driving power, with his class on the ball, with his passing range, kind of more from the pockets.
Yep.
It's where he's played. I think the left 8 is something he could really occupy sort of more long term. Also think if it's not quite working, you can always swap him and Zinchenko. But the big thing I want to do, and again, I'm really jumping ahead, sorry, but I'd have one area on the right as well. I want to get technicians on the pitch.
Yeah.
Martin Ødegaard's really struggled. And look, I think a lot of it is on him. I'm not saying it's the team or whatever, but can we get Zinchenko, Partey, Ødegaard, Lewis-Skelly, Waneri, can we get them playing amongst each other? You know, honestly, I was watching Barca, PSG.
Inter.
Inter, but sorry, Barca and PSG, I meant separately.
Oh, sorry.
The makeup of their midfields with Vitinha, Neves, Pedri, Fermin came on, Gavi came on,
They're
Dani
workers as
Olmo,
well.
De Jong. And I was just in awe of the technical quality. And I don't know if we've got technical quality on that level, but should we try and get the technical quality we have on the pitch and try and entertain and get this crowd going? I'll tell you what, if we're playing great football and we win the game 2-3-0, I would have really enjoyed my Saturday afternoon. As much as we were on the preview game, I don't really, how much I care, PSG. That lifts you. That makes you go, okay, we've got this in us. Something that resembles more 22-23 Arsenal. So yeah, I'd go Ødegaard, Partey, Lewis-Skelly, 90% possession.
That's what Real Madrid did, though. That lift, that after that game, that 3-0, that gave us the lift. Like, oh, we've got that in our locker. Then it kind of carried us fans for quite a while. Zinchenko it's stumped me a little bit. So that means for if you're doing all this to get those midfielders in there, for against Real Madrid, you would want to see Zinchenko still playing that left back position then.
Well, no, sorry, for PSG, you mean?
For PSG, yeah.
No, I think for PSG it requires something different. I want to see that Arsenal can not take 3 touches when they pass it, can take 2. I want to see that they can enter like that, the edge of the penalty area down the middle of the pitch. I want to see that we can have Bournemouth just settled in, just camped in their half, like, man, we can't get the ball off them. When we have a shot on goal, like the Martinelli chance, I want it to be followed up by another shot, and then another 2-3 crosses. And the moment we'll go, wow, we're on top of them. Can't remember the last time saw Arsenal dominate, sustain pressure and go, wow, they've got a team on the ropes here. Even Real Madrid was probably the closest, but yeah, there's a lot of defending to do in that one as well.
So this is something you want to see, that you know that Arsenal can deploy at some point in the game as a plan B if it works.
Yeah, I just want some exciting football.
I get that, and
I think those players will give it to us.
Shocked that Rice is not in that midfield.
But he needs a rest. We could play that with Rice, but I would take him out. He needs a rest.
Okay, Laurie, your midfield 3.
Yeah, there's some interesting points put forward by James, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. For me, I'd go a little bit more with familiarity. Welcome back, Partey. He was a big miss on Tuesday. I think we can all agree to that. I would continue with Declan Rice and Ødegaard. I think it's fair to say that the midfield was where we lost that game the other night. I think that played a huge part. And so to get those 3 back in there, that's our best 3, I think, to build some momentum towards next Wednesday. So yeah, I would go with Partey at 6, Rice at 8, Ødegaard 10. Even we all listen. It's all been said about Ødegaard. His form appears to have fallen off a cliff. But I do trust him to... he must have a couple more good games left in him this season. And we've just got to hope and pray that it comes right on Wednesday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, thank you for your midfield. Three, both of you, actually. Let's go to the front three.
Yeah, Wanera on the right, Trossard false 9 again. So you've got 2 technicians in there. And I'm torn between Martinelli and Sterling. And to be honest, I'd give it to Martinelli. Take him off on the hour mark and get Sterling on for half an hour just to simply...
I don't know if you want an exciting game or if you want to... Because the midfielder said, get the technicians, and I suppose Ethan's in there as well. Then, like,
Yeah, and Trossard, and you got Martinelli on the left.
Yeah,
Martinelli, you need some really direct pace in behind. To be fair, Trossard and Waneri don't lack pace, far from it. Sterling, I just... actually, no, Martin's going to have to do a lot of running. So I'd go against PSG, so I'll give it to Sterling. Sterling, Trossard, Waneri, front three.
Front three, Laurie.
Front three, right. Iwanyeri definitely starts for me. I'm amazed that he only got 5 minutes the other day. I thought that was... anyway, you know what? I'm not going to go there. But anyway, I would start Iwanyeri on Saturday against Bournemouth. It's been a while since he's had a number of minutes that we can look back. So, yeah. So give him a start on Saturday, see how that goes, because we may well need him on Wednesday. Through the middle, I'll go Mourinho. Again, introduce a little bit more familiarity into that equation.
This is what I'd be going with.
And the reason why I say that is because it's very likely that he will start against PSG. So let's see him back in that role. Left wing's a bit of a conundrum because I'd love to say give Sterling some minutes, but we've got to be honest, he's not been at it. This is a game that we still need to win. This is a game that we need to build some momentum. So I would go with Martinelli. But if things are going our way, then, we can introduce Sterling into the latter half of the game.
Okay, so that's your front three. For me, just quickly, I think I'm surprised no one's opted to drop Martin Odegaard for their personal 11s, because I say, listen, I love him as a player. I think he's going through a bit of a rough patch. I don't want to go on it too long.
Why would you drop him?
Because I just feel it would be nice to see Arsenal or Arteta actually show me signs that he can be dropped. I feel like it feels like he's undroppable at this stage. I don't know why. I think maybe because he's the captain or whatnot, but I'd love to see Ethan Waneri take that position. I don't know, it's something I've been wanting to see for a while. I'd love to see it. I've also opted for Marcelo Skelly in that midfield, but I'd love to see Ethan, Declan Rice and Partey in that midfield. I think it'd be something different, something that's fresher.
Think, though,
just to see, and then you can bring on Martin Odegaard without it making him feel too bad. You're still part of the team. You're not going to.
It's quite a drastic move. And I understand why
and
some other people would be saying that, because the form has not been there. But he is your captain.
I get that.
He's one of your mainstays. Obviously, he's going through loss of form. But to drop him before such a big game, I'm not sure how that works out.
I think there's a major temptation to drop him for PSG.
Yeah. So
I'll be so honest.
That's why I want to see it first.
I think with Partey and Rice obviously reunited for PSG, providing there's no injuries in this Bournemouth game, I think the temptation is to go Trossard and Mourinho as almost a front two, or Mourinho and Odegaard.
So you're saying drop him for Saturday or drop him for PSG?
Well, there could be a temptation.
No, I wouldn't, but I think there's a temptation.
There is a temptation. And listen, if he was dropped, you couldn't really complain, really.
No,
but what I'm saying is, it will be a big move for the manager to drop the captain before the biggest game of the season.
This is why it's my personal one, because I would like to see him.
No, listen, I appreciate.
No, I get it. I would like to see it. See if it works, then at least that's another string to your bow. Come the final,
I'd keep him for this.
I mean, the thing is, he's clearly lacking in confidence. So if you drop him for this game, really and truly, the confidence then is shot to pieces. But then, it's a conundrum, man. I see what it
is. And I think I
would probably keep faith in him for one more.
I think you're spot on with Mikel Marino starting as well. I think he needs to get minutes and get goals as well, get that confidence back up. Right, just quickly, Mikel Arteta's 11. We didn't really touch on what we think he's going to go with. Do you think he saves players or tries things for Real Madrid? So say the front three. Who do you think?
I think he'll mix it up again.
You think he'll mix it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll mix it up again. I mean, we got to be cognizant. The game against Bournemouth is not a throwaway game because we're not guaranteed second anyway.
So that means you should go strong.
Well, yeah, as strong as you can, but with an eye towards Wednesday. I mean, like I said, with Timber, you're resting him because he's carrying a knock. He came off, and then you got Ben White who's ready to step in. You know what I mean? So, but then you got to balance that with the fact, like I said, is that we have to win this game. We can't. It's not a throwaway game. Yeah. People need to recognise that. So got to get the balance right.
Any major change you think Arteta will go with, or do you
I
think
think he'll play Rice again, and I think he'll. I could see him starting Tierney left back and resting Ødegaard and putting Zinchenko in to Ødegaard's position. But I don't know.
Right. And so I think I half see him starting Sterling as well. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll start Sterling.
We'll see. All right. Well, let us know what you want to see. Don't worry about what you think Arteta's going to go, because it's always difficult to predict, especially when you've got a big game on Wednesday coming up, what he's going to go with. But I want to know what you guys want to see, because I think there's many options. Many Turkish was talking about, I want to see a plan B in the preview earlier. I spoke about maybe giving Ødegaard a rest. Dropping sounds harsh, but give him a rest and try something different.
What was the plan B?
What Turkish?
Summarise.
Turkish didn't have a plan B. He just wants to see. He said he's not paid 12 million a year to do that. That's what he's paid for. But he wants to see something different in this game. Do you want to see something different? If so, what is it? Please let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video. We'll see you again soon. Take care.